Hello everyone, it's Mystic Juicy here, back with some more Yomi action. This is a losers bracket fight between MartinTenbones and Djister. Both are in contention to advance to face Deluxe in the next round of losers. Seeing Percy here versus Rook. I like this matchup as Rook. It's a fun matchup. I don't know if it's actually an advantage or a matchup that's advantaged for Rook. Ooh, good start. Good start for Martin. Let's have a look and see what's in Djister's hand. Hopefully it's not too exploitable. Okay, can't really lose too much here. He's got two even blocks, lots of odd blocks, so he has both of those represented. And he can't get rid of his ace either, so that's alright. So he's probably going to have to play the block mix-up game. Yeah, nice. Takes a special block out of hand. It's a really nice. The 5 is a really good option to push Persephone off of just playing AA straight once she has the knockdown. So if Martin feels like being scary and bold, he can throw here against the even odd block mix-up. Djister doesn't really have, looking at his hand, he doesn't have anything to really rock armor with. So the most that Martin's going to take is 10 damage from a throw. And that would take the only really scary throw out of Martin's hand too. Oh wow, nice. Pushed a lot of options off the table there, and now he's holding a king hostage. So I think the mix-up from Djister's perspective is either a block or throw. So if he has a normal into, if Martin has a normal that he can combo AA into, I think that's probably what I'd go for. Yeah, nice. Goes for the throw. Djister drew another even block, which is good. He can continue to represent that potential mix-up, or both options, which can push Martin to throw more often than he otherwise would. Okay, powering up for the second ace. So, Martin has a nice hand built. He's got one round of knockdown. He can recur some nice options next round, assuming he manages to land another knockdown move. Very nice. Some good stuff in there. Q attack side is a very nice combat reveal in this matchup in neutral because it undercuts both the J and Mistress's command. Slow J, I should say. Which is really the one you see more often in the early mid game. There we go. Counter throw. Nicely played. Martin did not believe that the AA threat would be real. Yep, not a bad option to give. He's already powered up once. He doesn't have the resources to power up again. So you can reasonably hold the, what is it, king? Oh no, the ace and the queen hostage a little bit longer. So Djister has mostly blocks. So he's, 2 of those 6 cards are aces. The other are some 9 throws. So you could see a counter throw here from Martin. Yeah, and that was Djister playing around that a little bit. Not a bad position to put that in. And I think a good combat reveal from Martin. You don't want to eat the AA there for no reason. You know that he has no real throws in hand. Because you've seen that, and he probably hasn't drawn much else since then, because you've been controlling that as well. Yeah. Nice throw. Probably going to fetch a 10. Yeah. Continue to lock down the options that Djister is going to be able to draw. A lot of nice stuff going away there. So you know AA is probably reasonable to play in this situation, so dodge wouldn't be bad. Throwing again is also not a bad option. I think Martin probably throws. No, okay. Good exchange for Djister, he gets it for free. Able to scare Martin off a little bit with AA in hand. Gets out of, what is that called? Out of Barrier Soul by powering up the 10s. Because Persephone has single ace pokes that can get around rock armor, as well as slow J that beats all of the normals. Ooh. Yeah, that's a bad combat loss there. Rock armor really isn't a huge thing, and therefore the 10s would only probably come out if you either get really lucky or you're following up a J with a 10. So they're a little less valuable than they are in other matchups. So Djister has at least one more ace in hand. Very nice. Denies the knockdown and also builds a bit more hand as well. Both of them sitting on comfortable set of options. I don't believe that Martin has AA. And it's been long enough that Djister's probably put some more options in hand. Very nice, blocks the second J. Fairly even in health. Neither of these characters deals really tremendous burst damage. Persephone has to give up a lot in order to get that damage. She has to refuse the knockdown. Otherwise, I think the most she can get off of 5/6 AA would be 16, 27. It's not bad. Respectable. But Rook has at least has, you know, a fairly nice set of options against that. 4 into anything. Very nice. Stuffs the Mistress's command. Makes it even less likely that Martin has 2 more aces in hand to be able to really threaten with on your knees. Yeah, that's that J10. Nice respectable damage. Evens things up. Djister with a bit of a card lead. A lot of good buttons have gone to the grave, so I could see a dodge here. Dodge or just normal poke, because I could see, I think throwing here is probably very good for Djister. Nice. Alright. Did have the second ace, unless he top decked it. Did not call that. Nice block. My cards to 7. So even though rock armor isn't great in this matchup, it's still something that Persephone can't entirely ignore. She has to make a concentrated effort to play around it. Otherwise, she's just as vulnerable to losing those one combats against rock armor as anyone else. So has to represent J, has to represent AA or A. Nice. Djister playing around Mistress's command and tagging a king. Two aces in the discard, 9 cards in hand. Possible he has the second AA in hand at this point. Martin has not been able to really get the vortex going. Had a really strong early start, but then unfortunately Persephone really capitalizes on continuing that vortex. So even if you just guess wrong and dodge against the block, which is I think what ended it at the beginning of this round, she can really get into trouble. And then Rook's AA beats everything except her own AA and Q. Nice. That 5, I'm sure, was fishing for on your knees for 16 damage, but 9 damage is a very nice trade for a 5. Yeah, Rook's 5 block in this matchup is very nice, especially in neutral. In the early game, you're really hoping he plays J or AA into it, which is 9 and 16 damage respectively, which is very nice against a 75 hit point character like Persephone. And in the late game, Qs get added to that mix. Very nice. Martin has been unwilling to represent. I think those ones are either playing around rock armor or special blocks, especially the 5 block. And unfortunately, having not represented AA very strongly, and I mean it would put him in a pretty tough position. He goes down 2 aces, probably doesn't have the third one in hand, although at this point he could. But it's an awkward situation, yeah. And these dodges really represent the fact that he wants to go for some kind of knockdown or into Mistress's command. But I think at this point he really needs the knockdown. Ooh, very nice. Gets the dodge here against AA. That's all 4 aces in the discard now. So this, I wonder if Djister will, I think he's probably disconnected again. I wonder if Djister will actually face down. Okay, he does. Very nice. Remains standing, has cards in hand, and is almost certainly going to power up for at least 2 aces. Oh, timer. Timer. Okay, okay, gets it. Very nice. Okay, now he's got to worry. He's really got to worry about Q. Because there's only 2 aces. There's only 1 ace remaining in hand or in deck. So only the queen is going to beat raw AA or a dodge. So Djister has to navigate around that. Wow, nice. Good call from Martin. Playing brave. Kicks a king for his trouble. Can't lead into anything, but remains on... Okay. Threatening AA. See which of these players blinks first here. So AA is going to push Djister into 5 blocking, because that's lethal. So it's a good setup for Martin to represent either block or throws of his own. Throws are strictly beaten by Djister's AA, so that can also push to block and dodge. We got a nice little guessing game going on here. Djister with 53 life can afford to be a little wrong. Okay, so likely that single ace power up was a bluff, just to threaten the fact that he might have AA. Now he definitely does. If Martin can get a knockdown here, he may be able to ride that vortex to victory. Definitely has to put Djister on his back, I think, in order to really make that happen. Unless he snags, if he snags AA with a Q or with an AA of his own, he'll be in a much better spot here. Very nice. Djister playing it safe. Martin goes down to, he'll have 5 cards, and Rook will be on 11. It's possible we see another Mistress's Command here, although that will lose to AA. Q is also very likely. So I could see AA or special block over here. Okay. Just you're looking to see, feeling out whether the Q is going to come immediately, rather than throw Wall of Vines into it. The threat of king is always there. Only played 1. 3 5s are gone, so unlikely that that's going to be anything. 3 3s are gone as well, so special blocking is... I mean, he's got more than half of his deck at this point in his hand, so always a chance. Okay, Martin blocking, playing around Wall of Vines. Rook doesn't gain a whole lot for throwing here, unless it's with K. And the power up implies that's not very likely. Let's see, no AA. 3 of the jacks are gone, so rock armor is actually an option. Again, not sure if this is real or not. With 5 cards in hand, I guess it would be, he'd go down 2, so he'd have 3 cards. If he played AA and knocked down, he'd have 3 cards, draw 1 for 4, and have 5 left. You might be able to get away with a win if that were to occur. Yeah, nice throw mix up here. Question is, does he follow it up? No, he does not. Keeps AA in hand. Probably going to fetch another ace. Okay, again, that might still have been a bluff. He has 21 cards in hand. We're getting near the possibility of timeout. If Djister can just not take 24 damage in the next 8 or so turns, he has a chance of forcing it to timeout. So A is a very strong option here for nice. Djister is able to navigate the attack mix-up. How many throws are in the grave for? Fair amount. There's probably still some. I keep forgetting how it's just ridiculous the amount of cards. 19 cards in the deck for Martin and 6 in the deck for Djister. So it's possible that even though there are quite a few throws left, he didn't want to risk a rock armor attempt. So the 6 would be safe against that unless Djister let off with a 4. Because he'd be able to end it with AA and knockdown. So I could see the 6 over a throw. Take the 50-50. Nice. Continuing to play around on your knees. Once again, five cards left. Could see a timeout. I've never actually seen a timeout in competitive play. Okay, just you're putting the true 50-50 on the table. If Martin has a Q, I expect it to come out now. If he has a Joker, we haven't seen any Jokers from him yet. I could definitely see a Joker here. I'd also see a really super gutsy throw. Nope. Continuing to dodge. Timer's ticking. Just really putting him in a tough spot. He has to do something aggressive, and he has to deal at least 20 damage, which isn't impossible for Persephone. She has the ability to do so. 16 of that damage is going to come from on your knees anyway, although there's nothing in the grave that suggests that's possible at this point. Ooh. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Djister entirely playing for timeout right now. Very smart. Let's see. Yeah, this is if he had, yeah, unless this one card is his Joker. Oh, and it isn't anyway. He's going to draw it and KO. Timeout. Wow. Well played. Well played. That's one avenue to victory. Life advantage and being able to snag enough. Pretty sure Rook's immortal, so the timeout is in keeping with canon. Game 1 goes to Djister. Okay, Martin sticking with Persephone. See if he can get that early vortex going again. The nice thing about, yeah, the fun part of this matchup, I think, as Rook, is really playing on from your back. You have a lot of nice options. You have good, solid blocks that you can represent in terms of even and odd blocks. The 4 is relatively painless to lose. The 9 is relatively painless to lose. Your 5 is going to discourage raw AA. You have rock armor to possibly threaten with, which is going to force more J's, which any of your blocks are good against. It's just it's an interesting set of decisions you have to make as Rook on your back. And again, a 25-point life lead is nothing to sneeze at. Okay, Martin representing aces. I'm almost 100% certain this is a throw that we're going to see from Martin this turn, and a block from Djister. Although we could also see a J or a Q from Djister to play around the ace reveal. Yeah. Nicely played by Martin. Goes up to 9 cards. 2 Qs in the discard. Not much to recur. Although you can recur the 6 and at least have a few more options in your deck against Rook's K. Both on high hand. Yep. Possible that powering up with those 8s has somewhat throw clogged Martin's hand. Although he could just be playing it safe, playing around more anti-Mistress Command plays from Djister. Nice. Playing around K. Djister having a nice sizable hand there. I can't recall from last game, but I think it was very rare for Martin to throw. And if Djister's caught on to that, he's going to be really happy to represent blocking very heavily. Very comfortable doing that. I think the notable throws last game were snagged by Q and were played very early when Djister was knocked down the first time, which was a very good play. You have to represent that as an option, if only to make your dodge into knockdown game stronger, I think. Secret second AA? Do we see it? Probably not. Nope. Yeah, content to block. Martin trying to catch Djister going for rock armor. He has not represented that at all, being content to block, play his face cards, and power up for aces. It's a solid conservative approach to the Rook Persephone matchup. No ham in sight, full vegetarian. There we go. Nice. I'm glad to see Martin representing throws. I think he really has to. Unless he has AA, probably just let this rock. Yeah. Pick up the J, or pick up the 8. So Jay is going to push Rook to either block. It's going to push him off attacks. Powering up with more throws. So I would definitely see a block in Djister's future. Although this would be a very good setup for a throw from Martin. Because you've just seen him power up with 7s. He's played Barrier Soul, which is another throw option. What did he get? 6, 10, King. Not too much. Ooh. Nice. Yeah, so he's going for the mix-up. Do you pay this? I might pay it, yeah. You have the health. 80 to 65. Not the worst trade. Well, psychologically, just getting those countered is just gross. Stop countering special blocks, people. It's frustrating. Don't do it. Winners don't counter special blocks. They do though. They very much do. It's just super painful to have that happen to you. So got both of those aces from the discard, so Barrier Soul is still active. Okay. Gives him a throw. Eleven cards in hand, has AA. Martin probably has it, almost certainly has AA as well. Yeah, he powered up twice and hasn't played it, so definitely has that. Very nice. Yeah, if you're blocking a lot as Rook, you really have to represent. You must represent throws as an option as Persephone. Nice. Yeah, one from the discard, one from the deck, so that he has an ace to pick up on his next dominance turn. Gets rid of the king and the 10. Ooh. Very, very likely, I think, that we see a mix-up normal here with both of those, with a king gone and a king locked up. Mix-up normal or dodge. Yeah, to play around AA. Djister playing a counter to the mix-up normal. That isn't AA, so that he can maintain that as an option. Okay, 10 cards in hand. I guess 8 non-aces in hand. I could see him powering up to... Okay. Tough spot for Djister. He can represent AA though. Martin has been playing bravely around it with a lot of dodges. Still relatively close health totals. Definitely nothing, no lost game yet. So block will get around AA. Yeah, very nice. Martin worried about a gutsy throw. Or hoping to catch AA. Really good coverage with on your knees. Okay, so back in neutral, Djister with a massive hand. Martin with 9 cards. No cues played yet. So Djister's AA is not free. Slows down the vortex though, resets the dominance counter, which is good. 2 aces in the discard. I believe it's known that there's a 3rd ace on the loose. Nice. Prevents the cue. How many people do we have watching? Okay, not a big crowd. Early afternoon on a Saturday. Okay. 7-8 is a sad loss because that's such a great Jack follow-up in this matchup. Lots of options in his hand. Okay, so he's aware. Nice combat win there for Djister. Lands the AA. He has really not been leading with many throws. It's yeah, I mean, just like our RA is tougher in this matchup, throwing is... It's not great payoff for Rook most of the time to throw. 10 damage is nice, but it's only 10 damage. Any combat win is going to deal more than that. And you're happy to beat Persephone's dodges with your blocks. It's the same hand denial effect of successfully throwing it. Either way, the dodge is discarded. Yeah. Martin, yeah, I'm really glad with the way he's playing these. He's picking and choosing his throws. He has the dominant attack options in this matchup, so he does need to represent the counter to the obvious counter of his Qs and As and AAs and Jacks. Gotta push the button. He's being selective about it. Very even life totals. I believe, yeah, Djister has AA back in his hand. Very nice. Again, this throw game is going to have to be responded to by Djister. Ace 10 7. Yeah, okay. Showing a lot of throws. Yeah, a lot of throws. If he has another ace, I believe throw into AA will be lethal. Yeah, would be 23 damage. Okay, a lot of blocks in that. So I could see a dodge from Martin here. As Djister plays, well, Wall of Vines loses to On Your Knees, so could threaten that just to push him off it. Yeah. It's not unreasonable to think that he might have played AA. Because throw or 6 mix-up is lethal. Throw or 6 into on your knees, obviously. Both of those lose to AA. Therefore, I think my opponent will play AA. And he wants to hang on to AA in case he's wrong. Ooh! Ooh! Secret Buster. Dag. That is probably game. Yeah, okay, so maintains some life. Pushes on your knees out of his opponent's hand. 4 aces in his discard, 4 aces in his discard. So there's a bunch of cues floating around, although there's a fair amount of stuff in the deck still. Not too many options that beat. Oh yeah, and of course, I'm going to power up for that second ace after getting the first one off of the discard, or off the dominance play, I should say. So it's guess correctly or die time for Djister. He's played both of his jokers, yeah. Nice. Good play by Djister. Puts him to 30. Still has to do some amount of work to get this to succeed, but correctly calls the throw. So if he Ks 2 more times, which he cannot do, but if he does, somehow, ooh, that's it. Game 2 goes to MartinTenbones. GG. Well played. Oh, the secret third joker comes out. Will it save his life? No. Always check the discard. Yep. Yes, exactly. Gotta represent it. Never give up. Never surrender. Always sweep the leg. I need a drink. Yeah, it's good games. Good games. Again, I think this is a really fun matchup to play as Rook. It's clearly version 3 Rook. Okay, we reset the timer. There's a lot of balance changes, I think, coming for Rook in version 3. Kappa lol, all. Nice. Good first turn combat win. MartinTenbones not playing the way that most Persephones I've faced play. Although I haven't faced very many, but a lot of them really like opening up throw. Ooh. It's enough to make a guy not want to throw ever. Probably fishing for a counter throw. But Martin seems to feel much more comfortable throwing late game. Oh, no, never mind. I'll just shut up now. Stop backseat driving. Okay, so yeah, I mean, can't really blame you, Courier. Most most games don't end that way. I think that's one of the very few I've seen. But essentially, as soon as the last card in anybody's deck is drawn, whoever has the most health wins. Why? Because Rook OP. That's why. he needs all the help he can get. Nice. I like this stance from Djister. Willing to throw early. And it's really paying off for him. 25 damage off of 2 cards. Pretty sweet against a character that starts 25 life down. And yeah, it's definitely something you need to represent as an option. Okay. Loses the 10. Alright, loses to J, I should say. Sorry, I was up until 4 a.m. playing Hearthstone like an idiot. So, there's not a lot going on upstairs. Okay, picks up a... So he has AA on deck. 6 cards in hand, really needs this knockdown. So all of the options are open. Don't believe, we haven't seen any power up. Very nice. Nice play there. Probably didn't have many options he was comfortable playing into potential raw AA. It's a huge, huge combat win for Martin. Fills his hand and retains AA. Pretty much the best of all possible worlds. And now is working on lockdown. Ooh. Sure, Djister really wants that ace. If only just to discourage naked throws and cross-ups. What shall we see? Throwing off your back is something you have to be willing to at least entertain. You don't have the attack, if you don't have a dominant attack to play, and you very rarely do in this matchup. Ooh, continues to get thrown. Such a bad feeling. There's nothing that makes me feel quite as bad as getting thrown as a grappler. Like, that's my job. Stop. Stop-a-do. Just like that, we've got evened up life totals. Slight advantage for Djister, but 10 health is just a combat loss away. Yeah, pushes the ace to the discard. Oof. Bears a joker. And is... Oh, no. Joker, Jack, K going to the discard is my call. Yeah. And then all that's left are even blocks, I believe. 8, 2, and 4. Ooh, oof. Woof. Woof. Yes, mistress. Probably a normal cross up here. Yeah. 2 into AA, or 2-3 into AA. Although when you can fetch... Yeah, I might have retained the other 3, unless he already has enough power-up options to get 2 aces back in hand. Yeah, I might have just done 2... yeah. More efficient to do it that way. I don't like getting rid of those nice options. I suppose the jack is not too bad because you're threatening knockdown off of AA and throw and dodge. So there's a known 3 in his hand. So even mix-up is tricksy. What did he give him? Gave him an even block. Yeah, could see the 3 come out here. Unless Djister even has a face card in hand. Oof. Yeah, this is looking real bad. It's not quite hand lock, but it's pretty darn close. And all those delicious options come back to hand. He now has 2-3 as his mix-up normals. He's got AA on deck, definitely. Yeah. And then play the 3 or the 2. Ooh. I suspect that all of the faces are probably sitting in deck. Gad! That soul so bare. 2 aces. Probably ditch one of them? No? Okay. Really tough position here. Realistically, Djister has to be right 5 times. 5 times and be able to deal damage all of those 5 times off of throws. Nice. Okay. It's not over yet. Fully expect Martin to force all of that to the discard. Why wouldn't you? Really? Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what I think about that. Yeah, okay, right. Now what I think about that is that I have no idea what the timings of Barrier Soul look like. So, ignore me. Ignore me. Martin, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for ever doubting you. You're the best. You're the best around. Nice. Stuffs a king. Doesn't want to go to mind control prison. Definitely doesn't want to get knocked down again. I'm wondering what his hand looks like. Possibly he was holding on to all his face cards because he just did not want to get AA'd. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, representing Q. Q and anything else. It's a great mix-up in in Martin's position. At this point, we might actually see the fast side of Jack to close it out. Yeah. Lots of Q is what the doctor ordered. That is what is going to close this out. Okay, powering up. Twice, so he doesn't have Checkmate Buster to threaten. This game ends with a Rook victory off of Checkmate Buster. I will eat my cell phone. I will do it gladly. That might qualify for religious observance on my part. Yeah, so 2 Qs in the discard for Martin, and potentially a lack of On Your Knees in his hand means that A is the dominant option. Oh no, you hate to see that. You hate to see it. Good play by Martin. If he played that as an evaluation, essentially trap. I mean, not really a trap, but I mean, it's so unlikely, I think, that he would have had that in hand. Really well played. Goes up 2-1. This is a best of 7, so he has to win 2 more before Djister wins 3. Even matches so far. Martin has opened up his throw game, which has really helped him out. Especially throwing on knockdown has been incredibly valuable for him. Very, very effective. Yeah, both playing the opening a little slower. Nice. Gets rid of a 6-2, which is very, very nice. Persephone also already has tons of options to beat King, but there's no reason to leave a nice linker like that in her arsenal. That also happens to be King. Nice. 5-6-7. Rook straights. Tell me there's rook straights. Oh, okay. Well, you can build a hand that way too. Stuffs a king for his trouble, which is always nice. It does mean that it's probably going to be... there's just a little bit less risk now in the late game for Martin to AA in knockdown, because he's not going to eat that 16 damage. Very nice set of combat wins here for Djister. Gets rid of a lot of nice tools until Martin gets a Vortex going. But denying that stuff in the early game is not bad at all. Especially in the late game when so much of it is going to be recurred and then crumbled up and compressed into aces by Persephone. Excellent combat win. So Djister going back to blocking very heavily. Wow, okay. Hashtag character loyalty. Yeah, it's been nice to see a lot of people playing Rook in leagues and various tournaments. Such a fun character. Okay, it loses the 5. Really wanted to see raw AA there. "13 cards in hand for Djister." Can't really threaten rock armor because any normal that Martin plays is going to lead into AA. Okay, continuing to block. Martin hasn't been representing. He's thrown once, so he wants to push him to do that more. Okay, secret, whatever turn checkmate buster. Put him down to 10 health, pretty effective. Probably see another block from Djister, to be honest. Possibly a dodge or AA from Martin. Oh. Yeah, I think Djister's game plan this round is going to be just build up to AA and checkmate buster. He has a 40-point life lead, and it's early game enough. Okay, hasn't flipped an ace. Yeah, it's early game enough that you could recover from that, from combat losing that. Looking for more aces, does not find more aces. More and more likely that checkmate buster is real. If it's like unless Djister has decided, no, I'm playing for timeout this game. Yeah, thought so. It's not a bad play. It's not a bad play. Still has 9 cards and still has an immense life lead. Still in neutral. Barrier Soul hasn't really done all that much damage. It's gotten rid of a lot of special blocks. Yeah, 4 in total. A lot of blocks in general in the discard. But by no means a bad position for Djister right now. You gotta represent it. I mean, that was a very good position to represent it in, too. Gets the throw. Checkmate buster is now retroactively lethal. So now, either block or you go for that mix-up normal. Although with with known AA in hand for Persephone, you're always going to be a little bit more pushed to block or throw. Nice. Undercut. Fast Golem. Very nice. Still maintaining a respectable hand size. I don't know why you would get rid of the 10 there. It's really only good for J follow-up. Although nothing will scare you out of ever throwing again as running a throw into a raw 10. Nice block. So AA is now gone. Do we see the fourth ace played as mind control here? Yeah, that's what Djister thought. That or a throw. Rook's J is really nice in this matchup. Just gets around a lot of Persephone's options. Yes, basically, that is the correct response. Wait. Panda is black and white. Persephone is black and white. Hashtag teach the controversy. Ooh. This going hurt. A follow-up? I really don't see why you would... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good call. Might have AA'd there instead of throwing with the king. Well, it depends what the rest of his hand looks like, but you have 3 aces in hand, you AA, sure you don't deal the damage, but you recur another ace and you still have AA, and you maintain a throw. I suppose the advantage of getting knocked down with something that isn't on your knees in that situation is, first of all, you don't get 16 damage prevented, but also you can recur cards without having to immediately pulverize them for more AA fuel. Ooh. Kings all day. All day. Yeah, going for the damage. Still has a fair amount of work to do. Still has AA in hand. Almost certainly going to fetch the 10. Unless still has a 10. Oh, okay. Suppose with 11 cards in hand, probably not going to sneak too much stuff, but... No, okay, have the 10. Though he has to watch out. He is putting himself in a situation where timeout is once again a way that he could lose. Yeah, making it more and more likely. Although the timeout scam might push Djister to block way more than he ordinarily would, because that accelerates the game. Tough call. Tough call to make. A lot of aces in the discard. All the J's gone. So only Q really as a response to naked J. But everything is going to be about either a throw or AA. Nice. Gets out of there. No more of that, please. Hashtag no bias. Possibly my favorite out of context quote. Just declare facts about Rook. He hates hugs. Yeah, no, well, I mean, he wants to give the hugs. Yeah, representing the threat to Martin of you must throw me, or else we will deck out. 12 cards remaining. Could be over in as many as 6 turns. Oh. Chat timer scams. Nice. Closes it out with AA. Ties it up. 2-2. Nicely played. Really, really represented his options nicely. Was fighting from a life lead the entire time. Martin threw a lot, which was very good. Denied a lot of options, but it just wasn't enough. Okay, here we go. Match 4. Set is tied 2-2 apiece. Seen a lot of opening blocks from Djister. Don't think he has thrown first turn yet. Been a lot of first turn misses commands, J's, and stuff from Martin, so really no reason for him to risk that. He's been consistently aggressive. Although I suppose he has blocked first turn the last couple of times. Blocking with a 10 indicates he doesn't have other blocks? That would be crazy. We see a Q or J here. I'm going to call stacked hand on Martin. I mean, unless he's baiting throws. But yeah, no, I think he just has a ton of face cards in hand. Qs, kings, aces, jokers, just everything. He has all the things. Everything. I just don't see a world where you would block with anything other than a non-10. I don't believe in that world. I don't believe in Narnia. Only Mr. Tumnus would block with a 10 if he had different options. Silly goat man. Yeah. Stacked hand. Good throw. Gets the Q back. Good to have that option. Nice. It's a gross first barrier soul. Probably not normal attack here. Although even blocking has the potential to allow Martin to discard that Joker and King. Wake up throw, why not? Why not? Just do it. Nope. Just to remain smart, but he's going to lose the Joker and King for his trouble. Yeah. No reason to let those options sit around for him to power up. Good call on Martin's part. Nice. Good combat win for Djister. See a lot of powering up, I think. Yeah. Checkmate Buster. Calling it. I think Martin responds with anything that beats a throw. Mistress's command. Oh, okay. Checkmate Buster would have worked. Fortunately. No, in all seriousness, that was a good play on his part. Djister was looking for any kind of knockdown, either a Mistress's Command or a Queen response or an AA response, or even a gutsy throw punish response. I think Martin covers throws here. Yeah. Good call by Djister. That would have covered RA as well if he were to attempt it. Okay, AA is now actually real. Rock Armor might actually be good here. Assuming no aces in Martin's hand. Really not the thing you want to lose to. Next turn until the combat reveal. Okay, so you still have the option of powering up afterwards if you lose to it. Oh! Yeah. Again, not bad to represent Checkmate Buster that early. Really not a bad call at all. For all the same reasons we covered last time. If it lands, you just win the game. If it doesn't land, it's early enough, you still have a life lead, you have 10 cards in hand. It's not at all a bad option. I think probably throw from Persephone here. Probably a block from Djister. Ooh, nice. Makes the throw read. Gets that damage in. Extending the life lead. Any K you can try to... any K you can manage to sneak by. As they say in hockey, you gotta play the man. That's always the tricky bit. Just going, what are you talking about? You friggin' stuffed 2 Checkmate Busters in as many games. But yeah, no, yeah, nice. It's like Martin's attitude. He's a really nice guy. Good double win there for from Djister. Getting Martin to discard some cards. Okay, spaghetti in there. Lots of aces. We've got only a single jack played. We've got 1 joker down. Any jokers played? 1. Okay, right, yeah. Sleepy. Here a purse, there a purse, everywhere a purse. Don't tell him what he can and can't be. Don't label fluffiness. That's not... That's not what we do here. Nice. Just holding down back. Building that hand again. Probably not a lot of face cards. How many? What's the queen count? 2 queens played. Still a lot of stuff in the deck, so that's very nice. If you're a Rook player, you'd like to see that. Only 1 ace played so far. So AA is a definite possibility. Okay, much less likely now. Oh yeah, you take this 10 damage every time. Yeah. Pretty much any time your special block hits, you're going to pay that 10 life. Good way for Persephone to even things up a little bit, but still a very commanding 30 health lead. I'm almost certain we see a 4 or a throw from Rook. Yeah. Again, the throws are going to be very low payoff. You never know, your opponent might not have an even block in hand. The reason that 4 is going to be played there, obviously at 1.8 speed, it's going to be everything that would knock down, especially considering AA is very unlikely. You're okay to hit a Q with it because you're still going to rock armor with your own Q and deal 14 damage. And you really don't want to run a... Oh, I suppose, you could have attacked with a 5 as well there. 5 would have been very good. Nice! Lands another king. Very, very important to hit those. And very difficult, because Persephone represents her face cards pretty heavily in this matchup. Yeah, I forgot. I was about to say, you're probably not going to see an odd mix-up normal, because it could be beaten by Mistress's Command, but that's actually not true. Mistress's Command is 3.0 speed, and sped up 5 would have been 2.8. So you actually do have the full and complete mix-up. Persephone could play fast J, I think it's 2.4. No, 2.4, so it's not really a great option. Nice. Yep, and you're definitely going to pay this. Take 10 to deal 10? Absolutely. Every day. Every day we pay 10. So Persephone's sitting in a difficult spot. Yeah, don't want to see any of that stuff. So all 4 Ks are now gone. Don't have to play around K anymore. And start representing your 2s. 2.4 speed is nothing to sneeze at. It's only going to be beaten by Rook's J, of which we have seen 1. So still a bunch of J's floating around out there. Could see a lot more blocking going on in... ooh! That hurts. Yeah, I could see a lot more... I mean, Martin could stand to do... Martin can stand to do a lot more blocking right now. Djister hasn't really shown that he's willing to throw with anything other than K so far. And blocking will get you around... Although, I mean, yes, obviously with a 62 health lead, it's perfectly fine to start throwing. You can take a couple of mix-ups. But if you can play it safe and get value out of your 5s and 3s, you're almost certainly always going to do that. So blocks and dodges from Martin would be very strong, I think. Nice. It would have lost him the game, but keep in mind, The theory is sound. The theory is sound. So, see what kind of damage he can do. He can set up a nice vortex here, and he can defang some stuff. So we have 3 aces already in the grave, so we're probably not going to get rid of that. Jays would be good options. Jays would be very good options. Okay, gonna throw the 9. Wondering why he didn't throw... didn't play the 2 as a block and throw that. Just gets rid of one more dominant throw. I suppose this forces Djister to... Oh, I see. No, sorry. Getting rid of a of the last odd block. I am a dumb. Yeah, immediately powers up for ace. And has 3 8s with which he can do that again. Only needs to land AA once. If Martin has AA here, play it. Play it so hard right now. Tweet. I don't think he does, though. Well, I suppose he did pick up... Yeah, no. Means he would have to have the 4th ace, because 2 of them are already in the discard. He picked 1 up, so he would have to have the 4th ace, and the odds are... The odds are not great. Odds are not great. He does have it. I'd probably play it here, though. Nice. Nice, and with that... 3-2 for Djister. Take what you can get. Timer, you know, takes with one hand and gives with the other. Ah. Hey, get your courage any way you can. Well played, Skimrian. If I'm mispronouncing anybody's name, please leave a comment correcting me. Link to some sort of pronunciation guide. None of that dictionary stuff, because I can't read that stuff. I don't know what that means. I think we're drawing quite a crowd right now. Yeah, nice. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 13 people watching. Nice. 13 people saw that K-throw. That beautiful K-throw. The setting sun glinting off of Rook's broad shoulders. Resplendent with morning dew. Although I guess it would be the rising sun then. Whatever. Just read my Rook fanfic. It's cool. It's madness. Ooh, nice. Representing early throws. Good stuff. 50 life point lead. Not at all bad. continue pressing throw, because wake up throw is the least likely option. Nope. And therefore, it works. Probably got the K back. No reason not to. So Persephone has 7 cards in hand. She can only really recur some garbage. 8 and 9 isn't going to do her much good in hand. So still throwing for the tilt factor is nice, but you risk running into literally anything but a block will beat it, right? Nice. Combat win. Does not pump, so what is in that hand? Could be special blocks. Special blocks, base cards or aces or jokers. Could also be, yeah. Could also be why we're seeing more more aggressive play there. He's thrown with his 2 and just lost his only block. Probably not going to want to represent special blocks this early in the game. Although if you catch a jack or a queen, it's going to do respectable damage. But you are playing at a card disadvantage against Persephone right now. So that's it's not a great feeling. So he's played attacks twice in a row with queens. His hand is still not contained a normal block. I would assume that we will see more of that. If only he hadn't drawn that 8. He might have beaten the K. Probably got the jack back. Yeah. Oh, it's a pair of 8s, never mind. Apologies, I thought it was a 8 and a 9. Okay, crumples up the jacks, gets an ace. Djister powers up for a single ace. Given the fact that he has not been blocking all that much in the early game, I suspect he probably only had the 1 ace. Unless this is a checkmate buster off his back, which would be ridiculous. Okay. God, it would have worked. Okay, so the dodge tells me that Martin probably doesn't have the 2nd ace in hand. He was looking for Mistress's Command, which 10 card Persephone against 7 card Rook would have been a great combat win. Even better if he had caught a AA. Wonder if Djister has 3 aces in hand. Okay, now AA is real. Normal attack into AA. Playing Checkmate Buster here in this position isn't as great as it was in previous times. Because at that point he was always doing it off of 13 cards. He was always doing it off 13 cards, so he always had a high hand afterwards. Doing it off of 8 leaves you in a really, really tough position, especially against a character like Persephone, where if she does land the knockdown and starts getting 10s into play, using Bare Your Soul, you can you could just lose. You just pack it up. So you do not want that to happen, and that's why we saw, I suspect that 4 of the cards in his hand are aces right now. Ooh, lots of good options going away right now. So if he does have Checkmate Buster in hand, and I believe he does, I'm wondering, probably playing it earlier, where Persephone is more likely to be playing throws, is better. Nice. Okay, it's growing less likely that he has Checkmate Buster, or he's much more likely correctly evaluated it as a terrible option to play if he loses. So if he wins with the K like he did, he puts Martin at 25. He has AA in hand almost certainly. Probably see a block from Djister, probably see AA or Q, no, AA or Jack from Martin, I think. Or just a dodge from Martin. Nope. Gonna be a long road to timeout if that's what he's shooting for. But not a bad idea to represent blocks. He is going to receive that last card. Or is he going to discard the 10? Okay, yeah, continues to discard the 10. Not a bad idea. More I think about it, especially on low hand, following a jack with a 10 rather than a 7 and an 8 is a really nice option. There we go. Pushing the good buttons. Puts Martin down to 5. Yeah, that's a rough combat loss. Any successful special block is lethal now. And none of them have played. Sorry, any successful 3 special block is lethal. And 5s have a very good chance of being the same. Dodge could be quite good. If only 3s triggered off of jokers. Yeah, special block is a really good option there, especially the 3. Just gonna mix that in as much as possible into the next couple of combat turns. I think special block and king throw or throw is your great mix-up. Forcing Persephone to choose correctly or lose. Yeah. Good throw. We got everybody at home, please hum the Guile music, the Guile theme. Because Martin has quite a ways to go to turn this thing around. Picks up a 9. Yeah, to power up. Smart. Reloads with AA. Only has 5 cards in hand. 6 at the beginning of the turn. So he can probably represent every option. A lot of throws in the discard, so probably block is much more likely to be safe. For Djister. Oh, timer? Timer Coon, you so dreamy. Really good combat win. A successful AA would have really let Martin get back in this game. Is now stuck at 4 cards in hand. Does not have the threat of AA. Dodge / Mistress Command. Very strong options here. Mistress Command losing only to, Mistress Command losing only to the 3 block rather than the 5, where Persephone just breaks one of her nails. So yeah, 3s and 5s. 3s and 5s, very strong option for Djister here. Anything that plays around 3s and 5s, very necessary option for Martin. Entirely possible that Djister has AA on deck again. Ooh. Yeah, expecting the Qs to come out. Let's put on his back for his troubles. One ace goes back in hand. Do we see a power-up? We do. Going to go to 4 cards, 5 cards on the draw. AA threat once again real. 3 and 5, the natural responses. Although throw into AA is now going to deal, well, it's always going to deal 23, putting Djister at 17, which could be very troublesome, and he gets to refuel. Yeah. Martin fighting for the comeback. Does not follow it up. Okay. I expect 10 to come back. 2, 3, ace, 10. Unless he doesn't have another throw. Wow, the 6. Okay, that's interesting. Showing him only even options. He does have to play around special blocks, but risking it with a mind game, also very effective. Lots of even blocks gone. It's so terrifying in that situation to block as Rook. Immediate power up for 2 aces. Though I suppose he already had one in hand, I believe. Yeah, picked up one of them. So I think he only has to power up for 1. Oh, are we going to see the mind game? Are we going to see secret second ace? Oh, okay, no, not secret. The opposite of secret. Djister putting him in the Checkmate Buster mix-up. Shoutouts to Bomber. Forever salty. Hashtag forever salty. So AA beats both of the ace mix-ups here. Tense stuff. Oh, nice. The gutsy throw from Martin. And that is, could be 25 damage. He hits him with the AA and has power-up fodder. Nice. The real ace. Martin playing this out really, really nicely. Continuously threatening AA. Continuously throwing. Knowing that Djister has been... And representing AA enough that that blocking is still kind of quote-unquote the safest option. Does Djister still have a Joker? No. He is jumping. He's flying without a parachute right now. Next, this combat reveal probably decides the winner of this game. Oh! Probably did not have another special block, or was calling another throw. Okay, it's not over yet. Oh god. Yeah, just you're taking a gamble on the fact that Martin would want to close out the game with either a normal attack or a throw, both of which were dominated by AA. But now, both contestants in the suck. It's 50-50s all over, if Djister has a special block. Threatening checkmate buster? No. I mean, it's possible that he may have it at this point. Is it AA? Is it a special block? Is it a throw? Is it AA? Is it AA? Yomi, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we love this game. Oh! Does he have the 10? Does he have the counter? Beautiful. Beautiful. Very nice. Awesome. Really, really well played there by Martin. Bravo. Takes it to the ace match. Ace match hype! And now in hour 2 of of MartinTenbones versus Djister, losers bracket, feature film festival fight action. Ooh, stuffs the K. Yep. Marital strife incoming. Djister in particular takes his time to make his decisions. Persephone also has a lot of decisions to make each turn. So yeah, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. There you go. Representing AA early. Very nice. Powering up for ace of his own. Fully expect a throw, or the ace. Fully expect a jack or a queen, or a block. Block would be good in this situation, I think. Man, what a comeback. Nice. Successfully lands a king. Kings all day. Dealing that damage. 54 life lead. It can all change in an instant. Or over the course of 30 minutes, whichever the case may be. Kind of run the gamut of of different ranges in this set. Opening up, Martin opening up a very conservative block attack heavy range, safe against Ks, and ooh, yeah. Huge life lead here for Djister. Has played 3 kings, 2 aces. Damn, look at that discard. AA here? Oh. Yeah. Wow, that's a lot of kings, my friend. That is a lot of kings. So this is where things could get very, very bad very, very quickly for Djister. What do we got in his hand? Ooh, boy. Yeah, not a lot there. Is it exploitable? Yeah, he can get rid of the even blocks. Although he still leaves him in that case with a jack. So probably get rid of the jack and then go for a 50-50 against the rest of his hand. Really? Interesting. Did Djister have any good rock armor? No, he could have... couldn't rock armor with anything. So there's really no reason other than no follow-up for... yeah, I guess hitting with a cross-up normal really depends on having AA as backup here to continue the vortex. Still, it would be the 100% safe play. Worst thing that happens is that he draws a bit of cards. Throw is very strong here. Throw is very strong off his back. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, throw is a very strong option. There's really no follow-up that market. Oh, he did have it. That makes the decision not to get rid of K even more puzzling to me. Or to not to get rid of Djister's J. Suppose he felt like he wasn't going to play it, but at 25 health and with a 10 in hand, puts you down to 11, which granted is safe from everything else, but a scary spot to be in. Gutsy play there. Gutsy play won him the last game, so... Fetches an ace. Okay, powers up for the other ace. So 2 aces, a 6, a 7, and a 4. 2 aces, 6, 7, 4. Learn to count, Simon. That's 2 extra cards. 4 is still almost entirely safe. Oh, he gives him an even block, pushing him to block more, and therefore successfully throw. He is perfectly safe from... There's no way that Djister can kill him right now, as Rook's max damage is capped at 24. So regardless of what happens, this will not be the last combat of this set. Yeah. Nice. Good stuff from Martin. Gambling on the fact that Djister felt comfortable with the life lead that he has to be thrown if that's what he was going to do, and would prefer to snag an AA. It's going to force more options out of his hand. If I was paying attention, I would know what Djister's hand looked like right now, but I do not. Forces an even and odd block out. Djister got a odd block thrown. Still has a J in hand. AA can always be real. Nice. Whew. Scary situation to be in. What's he gonna get? 7. Only one J played. So a lot of potential for anti-rock armor technology in the hand. Could see special blocks being played by Djister. Could see dodges being played by Martin. Dodges or throw, probably the mix-up for Martin. Yeah. Baits the jack. Ah, okay. See if the hand can be made exploitable. What we got in hand? Yes. If he throws the 9. Unfortunately, it's only exploitable by a 2, which is countered by... No, sorry, it's only exploitable by a 3. Which is countered by the queen. So we will see what happens. Okay, he played the 9. Yeah, so that was the getting rid of all odd options. So you have power up. Martin playing this really nicely. Nice. Brave wake-up throw from Rook. Very nicely done. Yeah. Good stuff. Threaten AA. The odds of Martin having it in hand, fairly low. Throwing on wake-up is very strong here for Martin. If Djister wants to play around Q, he has a chance to put him back in the vortex. Or Djister can threaten rock armor into lethal. He has a 7 and 8. And should be able to get, yeah, he has 7 of clubs, which he can rock armor with 4 and 10 into 8 for lethal. And there we go. Unless he has a joker, this is it. Nice. Yeah, I think in most situations you're going to play to that. Any throw is now lethal. This is a very, very, very dangerous position for a rook to be in, though. He really needs to make something happen with this life, the life he has left, because this is going to disappear very rapidly. AA is now real. So everything but block is dominated by AA. Martin has shown that he's willing to play it and also to throw. So, tense spot. Rock armor is no longer an option because of AA. Five block is lethal. Yeah, there's just a lot of ways these people can hurt each other right now. Ooh. Nice. Was making a call on the throw. Oof. This could well be game. This could very, very well be game. Oh boy. Yeah, what do you get rid of here? Anything, really. You're gonna break up a, yeah, that's a good way of doing it too. Only even blocks in hand. So a single 8, an ace, and a 6 in hand. If he can pick up one more heart and thread the needle, it's not going to happen. AA is the inevitable response. Is going to be the obvious play on anything that connects into lethal or into dominated hand, which may as well be lethal. A 3. A secret jack played by Djister in this position would be hecka strong. Heck of strong. Oh, nice. Wow, 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 wow. Good games. Holy smokes. That was a contest. Good lord. Beautiful play by both players. Djister closes it out, manages to thread the needle with the cue. Dag. Well done. GG's. Thanks for watching, everyone. And enjoy your weekend.